Welcome back again. So now that the dash and the heater boxes and everything are all done and ready to be put back, and the hole is cut and I'm all ready to go, I decided to give this thing one good last cleaning inside with some degreaser and the Harbor Freight pressure washer, and I just sprayed everything in here, and everything got hosed down. And as you can see, I got years and years and decades of grease and grime out from under all of that. And even to the top of the transmission while I was at it. That's the Mustang 4-speed I put in, or excuse me, 5-speed, and did everything in here in an attempt to get as much dirt and crap out of it as I could. Now I've got to get it dried out. All the drain plugs are out. I have squeegeed as much water as I could to them, and now I'm just going to get the old chamois or ShamWow out, and I am just going to start cleaning, start drying it out. But it actually looks pretty decent inside for an old girl. Not bad at all. Going to paint this down too with some more white paint. Been thinking about using something like a bed liner on it, but and I've done that in the past. I may do it again. We'll see. Got to get it dried out first. Okay, while I've been sitting here watching this thing dry after I mopped up as much as I could or squeegeed it into the drain holes. Oh, and pro tip, if you're doing this on your own and you squeegee all the water toward a drain hole, make sure your foot isn't under that drain hole when you do it. But now that it's drying, I think I've made up my mind what I'm going to do about painting all the flat floor surfaces, mainly this, all the way up to the front of the transmission tunnel, all the way up to the firewall, all the way back to here, and then this flat surface here, not these, but this and this, all the way up to the firewall, I'm going to paint with black bed liner. And then all the vertical surfaces and the horizontal surfaces as well from there on up is just going to be probably not gloss white, but a matte white paint, a semi-gloss maybe, spray paint. I'm just going to rattle can it. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'll just put like WeatherTech or Husky floor mats in it. I forget who makes them. I know one company makes them for these and the other company doesn't. But yeah, that's my plan right now. It's getting late in the day. It's don't have my watch on because I didn't want to get a watch soaked in water. Not that it would hurt them, but didn't want to. And I kept spraying this down until the water running out the drain holes was clean, and it took a lot. So it's absolutely going to dry overnight and probably tomorrow as well. And then day after that, I'll probably run down and get the materials, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow while I'm waiting for it to dry. Run down and get the materials to do the painting. Then I can sort that wiring a little bit, and then I can get the heater boxes back in and the dashboard back. And that will make me a happy camper. So this seems like a good moment to just stop and take kind of a look and see what we got, where we're at. I went over everything with the white first. As you can see, all up in and around, everywhere I hit with the white. I haven't done anything from here back yet. That's kind of going to be another day. But then I did that with the Rust-Oleum white enamel. And if you guys have used that stuff, you know it takes quite a while for it to completely dry. And then I went over it with the Rust-Oleum truck bed liner in black. Didn't go over the white areas. Well, I mean, I did a little bit. And I kind of did that on purpose. I know that kind of sounds like, well, I oversprayed, so I must have done it on purpose. But I kind of wanted the truck bed liner in the cracks, everywhere, in the seams. So I kind of went over a little bit. I mean, I kind of tried to mask some of it off, you know, just by holding a piece of cardboard up so I didn't get too much on it. But, you know, I obviously did. And I don't mind, because now when the truck bed liner dries, and I got 2 coats on it, when it's fully dried, I am going to then go around and mask the floor off and come back in with the white, because that bed liner spray is paintable. And I'm hoping that it's going to be something that I like the way it looks. And kind of think I do, because we're kind of, you can see we're kind of black and white on the outside too. So black and white on the inside shouldn't look too bad like that. Have black floor mats or black carpets down anyway usually. Black floor mats I'll have down. And if I don't like it, that truck bed paint is paintable. I can always just go back in with white over the whole thing, but I think I'm going to like it. Well, there you have it. The front's done. I'm kind of kicking myself for not masking the entire floor off, because you can see where I pulled the tape up. The overspray, that white paint just filled the entire cabin with overspray. But you know what? Doing it out here like this, I'm either going to wind up with some white on the black or some black on the white, and I just think it's inevitable. So I think over time that'll blend in, and I won't have to think about it. And I don't think it will be that obvious once the whole interior is back in. Okay, so here it is, Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to have to button it up for the week, because I've got client work coming tomorrow, and I got to take a bit of a break and get cleaned up. But also, when you start a project like this, you kind of got to tell yourself how far you're going to go, and you have to draw a line and say, okay, that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anymore. And I did that with this interior project, and I have now gone well beyond that point, because, you know, the interior is gutted. There are some things I'm going to want to do that are so much easier to do now while the interior is gutted than it would be later on. And so I just decided to bite the bullet and dive in. And yeah, I know my paint lines suck. I'm not very good at that kind of thing, but they're 100% good enough for me. And I've got one last thing to do, and that is I'm going to paint the inside of the top. I'm not going to pull this top off because, A, I don't really want to. I used to be able to do it by myself, and while I think I'm still strong enough, I am not limber enough anymore to do it. I could call one of my stepsons over and he'd help me lift it off, but I just don't want to. So I can't completely paint around the roll bar, and you may have noticed that's a roll bar I've modified in the past for a couple of different reasons, some of which I don't even remember, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. And I am going to paint the top. When I first moved to Arizona, I was painting this top every winter. And the summer heat would just absolutely burn the paint off it, and it'd be down to bare fiberglass. And then somebody, probably my brother-in-law, because he's a boat guy, said, use marine paint on it. And he goes, slather that stuff on thick with a roller or a brush. And he goes, it'll last a long time. And that was over 10 years ago. And that paint is still on. This has a very rough textured surface. So, you know, the difference between spraying it and rolling it or brushing it with like a foam brush doesn't really matter. You can't really tell the difference. So I've got some of that stuff coming again, and I'm going to do the inside with it. And when that's done, we're going to start putting it back together again. So I've cleaned up the steering wheel really nice, and some of the other interior parts. I've got some new pieces for it, and I am going to make a new center console for it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I've painted in places where I'm thinking the average person probably wouldn't even bother to paint, like up in under here. I painted up in under there just because, you know what, I'll know it's painted up in there, even if nobody ever sees it. So that's it for this time. I will catch up with you again when I have the top painted and I put the air boxes back in it. And yeah, we'll get this thing done this year, hopefully, at least the interior anyway. Bye for now. Please like and subscribe. Catch you guys later. Bye.